So the second season of Solo Leveling's in the books, and I gotta say, it's definitely gonna be something that's going to change the dynamic of anime forever. Like right now, we are in a very interesting age that with the way that Solo Leveling has been breaking records, I will not be surprised if now a lot of studios are going to be looking towards other very popular web comics, webtoons, manhwa, however you want to say, and try to adapt them as well. Because I know for sure that back when Solo Leveling was out and was in its prime, there was many message boards saying like, oh, Solo Leveling's good, but it's never going to be a good anime. There's no way that it could be a possibly good anime because of this happens and that happens. Like way back when he got his powers and he killed the snake by just bear hugging it. They're like, oh, that's not going to be actually a good animated fight. Well, you have the right studio behind something. You can make something out of nothing. With the good animation, with the good soundtrack, yes, you can make a really good fight scene out of just the smallest of things. So here we are, the end of the second season. Now the second season did end the same way the manhwa wrapped things up. For those that don't know, a lot of times manhwa will take breaks because the actual people that are making it are like making it every week. So when you start making something every week, after a while, they're like, okay, the studio's taking a break. And so they will go on break for several months and then come back with their next season of the actual manhwa. And so Solo Leveling season 2, the show, ended when it was technically the manhwa's first season. So that a lot of the very end stuff, his pose and all of that, was adapted from the actual manhwa, which they did a very good job. But overall, great show, and there's just so much about this that is just so good. Now about this episode specifically, I'm not going to get too much into the differences and such. One of the biggest differences I will say is that after he revived Beru, he went ahead and revived the Ant Queen. And now the Ant Queen actually had the same level as Beru, but there was actually an issue that the Ant Queen made all of his ant shadow soldiers kind of respond to the queen and not to him. And then he realized the Ant Queen, wait, she can't fight. All she does is just make more ants. And he's like, yeah, screw that. And he just kind of released her after he raised her. That was probably the biggest one. There was, like I said, some other things that I'm not going to mention because they're more likely going to add them into season 3 of the actual show. We'll push those aside for right now. They had to showcase some future enemies. You know, this is a season finale. They got to give a little tidbit, some little breadcrumbs of what's going to be happening in the future. So we get some other enemies that are like, ooh, what are these guys about? Oh man, what's going on? Oh, they can create portals. Wow, that's something new. And then of course his father looking on like, wait, he's over here. Wow, what's happening? So there's so much that's happening behind the scenes that is like, okay, all right, let's look forward to the next season. I will have to say, I don't know if I would have released the S-class healer. I mean, think about it. It's not every day you're gonna, you may revive a healer that can heal yourself or even your soldiers. But dude is an S-rank healer. Like that alone is rare. And the fact that you were able to revive him and he didn't even give any orders and he went ahead, it's like, oh, someone's injured, let me revive him. So what old dude was on his shoulders like, yeah, my friend, he didn't really want to fight. I'd be like, I guess I guess he didn't. Oh well, I'll make sure to put him in the back lines. I'm just like, I wouldn't release him. It's cute and it's like, oh, happy day, his friend. I was like, fighters keepers, he revived. He's a shadow soldier. He's mine now. So, hey, if you want to come talk to if you want to come see him whenever you want to see him, he'll be here. But right now, he's mine now. I will give the anime credit. They did a really good job animation-wise on reviving Beru, and just the fact that he came and talked to, he was like, excuse me, you can talk? What's going on here? And his first command is like, all right, Beru, there's 4,000 soldiers left over. Can you take care of them? And he's like, just say the word. And he's like, go. And I love how he went and killed all the ant soldiers like a blue streak, the same way he was when he was the Ant King, killing off the S-rank hunters by just taking their heads off. Just you see this red streak. Now all you see is this blue streak going around, taking out all these ants. It's like, okay. And of course, Jinwoo is over there on his on his wyvern, and just, using the sword. Like, the fact that he got that sword out is like, he was, come on, Jinwoo. You're being a little extra, all right? You pull out the sword out of your inventory, and the first thing you do is twirl it. Like, all the flames around you go away. You're just twirling a sword, saving the S-rank heroes as they try to escape as well. It's like, okay, all right, yeah, just shove it in their face how better you are than them. It's like, okay, all right, man. We see more things happening behind the scenes in the future with all these other hunters around the world be like, oh, I could have killed the Ant King. I wish that would have been a good fight. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now the discussion comes into play whether or not Jinwoo, would he have made a difference if he started the actual battle from go? Of course, we know how powerful he is. Yes, he would have made a difference. The question is, was it ethical for him to stay behind and then join in later? And I think ethics alone, I think it was okay for him to do what he did. He honestly, in his heart of hearts, felt like the other S-rank heroes would be able to take care of things without an issue. He thought he was like, okay, I don't need to be there. They got this. And honestly, they did. They did have it until the actual Ant King showed up. Now, that was an anomaly. You can't be judged based off that. Now, of course, popular opinion is going to be different about that. The citizens and people be like, oh, my sister or my family member might have lived if he was there in the beginning. That's a slippery slope, because then if you are stating that this one person is so powerful that they alone would have made a difference in whether your family member might have lived or died, then they too are human. Are you stating then that if they have an off day, if they just have an off day, like, you know what, hey, today's my day off or whatever, portals are still going to show up, gates are still going to happen, and people are still going to be fighting in those gates? Are you going to state like, oh, if he didn't have an off day, my family member that was a hunter would have lived, if he had gone to that one gate? Like, that's just, that's just such a slippery slope that you're just going to be like, because they exist, if they were just here, this person would have lived. Like, your family member was a hunter as well, and they knew the risks. The flack that Jinwoo was getting from the naysayers, yeah, I can see that happening in the real world situations, but you can't just start talking about hypotheticals because you don't know what would have happened. Maybe they still would have died. Maybe something else would have happened. You just don't know. Other than that, I will have to say that at the very end, they did a really good job of showing different panels of what is going to go down with the other characters, how, as Jinwoo was talking about hunters and essence, and they got to hunt. And of course, as they showed Chahae, which I'm surprised she hasn't gone to she just hasn't gone up to Jinwoo and said, hey, thanks for saving my life. She just is like, you know what? I want to stand by his side and get stronger. How about you talk to him? You'd be like, hey, thank you, buddy. I mean, I would have been dead, critical condition, if it wasn't for you. You just see him passing. It's like, oh, there he is. Oh, he's so cool. Just go up to talk to him. That's how I feel about it. Now, as far as ranking, as this anime was very good. It's already broken a lot of records in Crunchyroll alone. Like, I'm sure everyone's heard of how it has done so well as far as in the likes from Crunchyroll. And I'm sure there's other records that is broken. We've gotten some really amazing fight scenes. Shoot, the Ant King versus Jinwoo, that was what, last week, was just is gotta win some awards for best fight scene of the year, because that was absolutely crazy what they did with the choreography and the animation. My ranking for this anime is definitely going to be a 9.5, and I am that one that throws around nines like, everyone's business. I think that from a 9 to 10 standpoint, that there's just something about that anime, something about it that's just exceedingly done very well. And in this case, Solo Leveling has definitely shown that it's been stepping up as far as their seasons and been doing very well. And not only the animation quality, but just in the direction that the show has gone. I think the only thing that I had an issue was this whole season was when they cut out, which cuts are going to happen to fit, things into an episode. But when they cut out Gato's response after the 1v1 that he had with Jinwoo, that, as I stated, Gato was like in fear, sweating, because he was like, oh my God, who did I just fight? While in the anime, it was just like, Gato was just so cool, collected. In the long and short of it, it doesn't really matter because he still got offed by the Ant King. But like I said, just a small little thing that I think I would have done a little different. But overall, they've outdone themselves. And I am looking forward to how they're going to do the rest of the series, because at this point, there's no way that they're going to stop. They're like, oh, well, this is our last season, and nothing else happens from then on. No. I think that this is going to be a trendsetter, and other animation companies are going to look into, like, okay, we have this whole slew of manhwa and other resources that are out there that have done very well in readership and in awards that people don't know about. We need to make them into anime. I say, watch this moment, because you're going to start seeing a lot more things adapted into anime. I believe there was even something that's been stated about the beginning after the end, I believe, which was also a manhwa that's now being adapted soon. I mean, there's going to be a lot more. I think I've heard of Omniscient Reader, which is one that's ongoing right now, is going to be made into anime. Like, there's so many that are out there that it's like, okay, all right, this is where we're at now. Tell me what you guys think about Solo Leveling and just this topic in general in the comments down below. Great season finale. Looking forward to the next season, and it's just going to be absolutely so good. And one of these years, it's going to come to an end. But until then, let's enjoy it while we still can. But anyway, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe for more as we discuss more reviews of anime in general on this channel. I hope you guys have liked this ride that we've gone through with Solo Leveling. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll, Lord willing, still be around when more seasons come out in the future. Until then, you guys be safe, you take care, and Lord willing, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.